sensing a unique opportunity, went online. And why not? It was less risky than traditional crime, and the internet allowed the mobsters to go international. All they needed was a few programmers.
You have actual organized crime in Russia recruiting promising young programmers and other technical people to work in a cybercrime syndicate.
These Russian syndicates are responsible for the bulk of viruses and hacker exploits released onto the internet every day.
It took 20 years to go from the very first viruses to 250,000 viruses, and that's where we were in the beginning of 2007. By the end of 2007, we were already at 500,000 viruses, so we effectively doubled the amount of all of the malware in one single year.
Because of this, internet security has become a booming business. In the past few years, antivirus labs have sprung up all over the world. Kaspersky in Moscow is one of the biggest.
We receive over 2,000 of new viruses, trojans and worms every day to this lab. In order to provide constant and non-interrupted protection, virus analysts have to work every hour, every day of the week. We have a special name for them. They're called woodpeckers. That's because they hammer their keyboards very fast.
Donnie seeks help tracking down the authors of the Microsoft Word virus. He gets in contact with a group of Russian cyber criminals.
These guys are really no different than a criminal ring that would be specializing in stolen car parts or stolen electronics, where they're trying to turn it, sell it, launder the money, and get some type of percentage out of it.
One of the group agrees to meet with Donnie in a cafe. The Russian tells Donnie that he's part of a hacker crew that works primarily as carders. They steal credit card information and then sell it online.
Yes, for a year or something, like every card, we hustle. The leader of one crew that I was working with, he makes like from $9,000 to $15,000 a week.
I had no idea it was that kind of money. I mean, I was thinking like, $1,000 a week.
Donnie then inquires about purchasing viruses that would allow him to steal information from anyone's computer.
So, one of the things that I'm also interested in is Trojans and backdoors.
Yes.
Exactly.
It gets until like $1,000 or something.
Really?
Yes.
$1,000 for a Trojan?
From 400 to 1,000.
Wow, that's insane.
But not all viruses have such a clear purpose. In 2007, a new type of virus appears on the internet. Stormworm. It infects without warning and seemingly without consequence. And to this day, no one knows what its purpose is.
People often ask me about how do I know if I'm infected by Storm? And you really don't, because it doesn't show you any messages, it doesn't destroy anything, it doesn't play any music or anything, any of the fun stuff we used to see with old school viruses. It's really invisible.
Not just invisible, but impossible to detect. This is because it's always changing.
This worm keeps morphing itself. Every time you download it, you get a different copy.
And if you do find it and try to remove it, the worm attacks.